everyone. This is another Freedom to Feel conversation, and my guest today is Dr. Irina Webster. She is a medical intuitive healing therapist and founder of Intuitive Healing Power. Dr. Irina is also the author of many best selling books, including How to Heal Using Intuitive Healing and The Secret Energy of Your Body, which are part of the discussion today. It's one of the books that caught my attention, How to Heal Using Intuitive Healing. So I have lots of questions for her here. The full bio will be at the end of this video. But I like with all interviews that I have, my favorite question to ask, the first question is who you are in your own words. How would you describe that, Irina?
Yes, of course. So my short bio that I normally, how I introduce myself, that I am a medical doctor who healed myself. When I got sick, I healed myself using intuitive healing and medical intuition. And this changed my life. This experience with healing transformed me into a new direction, into a healer, from being totally conventional to becoming unconventional. Yeah, so I'm a medical doctor who healed myself.
Yeah, how wonderful. I did read the story in a book, but for those who don't know, would you give a glimpse into what you went through? How was that transition like?
Yes, so I worked as a conventional medical doctor for 14 years of my life. And I started medicine in the country where I was born, in Russia. I was a pediatric specialist, children's doctor, and I also specialized in immunology. Immunology is immune system illnesses. So this is what I worked with. In Russia, I was a fully qualified specialist, immunologist and pediatrician. When I immigrated to Australia, it's where I live now, I worked, I passed all the medical tests required for practicing conventional medicine in Australia. And I worked at the Canberra hospital. Canberra is the capital of Australia, as a general practice doctor. And when I was working at the Canberra hospital as a doctor myself, I developed a illness. So I became quite ill with a very personal illness. Well, I developed a severe uterine bleeding. And yes, I was bleeding for months, for so long and so severe that I was fainting from the blood loss. I was just literally collapsing on the floor, and nurses had to drag me from the floor and put on the patient's bed to come back to my consciousness. So I had to go to see a specialist, a gynecologist in Canberra, a very experienced gynecologist in his late 50s. I remember him so vividly. And he sent me for medical tests. So I had all medical tests required for this condition. And he said he found that I had tumors in my uterus, which called fibroids. So it's not cancer, but it is tumors that cause severe bleeding. And he sent me to have surgery, to have everything removed. And I remember when I was sitting with him in his office, he told me, he gave me referral to have surgery, and he said, Irina, you will bleed to death unless you have everything removed. So this kind of sentence, it's like this sentence I had, you will bleed to death unless you have everything removed. So at this particular time, when I was sitting with him, like face to face in his office, something quite extraordinary happened to me. I heard a voice. I heard a voice, and this voice came from the middle part of my body, not from my head, but from a middle part of my body. And this voice started talking to me. And this voice said, "You'll be fine. Don't go." Just like that. "You'll be fine, don't go." And people ask me, this was the voice of my intuition, by the way, health intuition, which we all have. People ask me about the nature of this voice. So this voice was very calm, subtle, and it gave me reassurance. It gave me kind of certainty in an uncertain situation.
Right.
I didn't know the exact outcome, what's going to happen to me in the future, but it gave me certainty in an uncertain situation.
Wow.
So this is inner voice. Inner voice is the voice of your intuition. And this is what I experienced. And I decided to listen to this voice.
Right.
And I knew that this was inner voice. So when people experience different voices, like voices that scream at them or make them scared, these are the voices of fear. This is not the voices of intuition, but voice of intuition. It is very calm, reassuring, and kind of give you clarity in an uncertain situation. So I decided to listen to this voice. I took the referral and I said, "Thank you so much. I will consider surgery." Because when you hear your intuition, you don't feel like being defensive.
Yeah.
When many people become defensive or trying to argue with someone, say, no, you're wrong, I am right. This is defensiveness. And this is the voice of fear talking in them. Fear comes from the head. When you hear the voice of intuition, you don't want to be defensive because you know inside yourself what you need to do. You. It's what's right for you, not for somebody else, for you. So yes, I took the referral. I said, "Thank you so much," and I went home.
Right.
When I came home, I had only one thought in my mind, that I need to experience a vibrational state. Vibrational state, it's when you feel the vibrations or energy in your own tissue, like inside the body. We have energy that runs through our body. We all have it. And this is what the thought that I had, I need to experience this vibrational state. So I did. I went into a room where I was totally alone. I locked myself in so nobody can come in. I sat on a chair and I started to meditate, put myself into this state, vibrational state. Vibrational state, it is much deeper than normal meditation, much deeper, because many people meditate, but they only go into relaxation, but they don't go into the tissue. They don't feel the vibrations of their own cells. And this is what I experienced. So when I was in this vibrational state, it's vibrational from the word of vibrations or energy. I tuned into my uterus. When I was in this state, tuned into my uterus, from the inside, and I saw fibroids, like I saw tumors that caused bleeding. It is called inner eye, activation of your inner eye, which we all have. Every single person on earth has this ability to connect to my own organs, not somebody else's. My own body, my own cells, and see what's going on. So this is what's called inner eye, and it's ancient wisdom, because Have you heard sighing? People sigh, but nobody knows your body better than you.
Yes.
It's ancient sighing. Where it come from? Nobody knows. Nobody knows your body better than you.
Yes.
This is about this ability to connect to your organs, your cells,
Wow.
and see what's going on. And it's so true because it's only nobody knows than you what's wrong with your body. And this is what I experienced. I saw this tumors inside my uterus. And then I saw a green light came in through the top of my head, through here, went into my uterus and started cleansing my uterus. It's like laser treatment. It's like a
Yeah.
cleansing
Yeah.
from the inside out and expelling all the tumors. And I felt the whole process. It's not just I
Wow.
saw it. Maybe I saw it, but the most important, I felt as if like a laser treatment working inside of my uterus and expelling
Right.
tumors. Yeah. So on the next morning, my bleeding reduced maybe by 75%. I still had some bleeding, but I continued to experience this state for 3 days.
Yeah.
Because I was on sick leave, I didn't have to go to work. And for 3 days, I was experiencing this vibrational state. And after the third day, my bleeding totally stopped. Totally stopped. And I never had bleeding come back.
Wow.
Never ever. So this happened. So this experience happened to me when I was 37. Now I'm 52. And I never had problems come back. I believe that I expelled tumors using this light, using vibrational state.
Yeah.
But this episode, like after this happened, my bleeding stopped. This made me become like aware and most importantly question myself.
Yeah.
Who and what healed me? This is what I was, as a medical doctor, I was asking myself, who and what healed me? Because I didn't go for surgery. I didn't take tablets.
Right.
Who and what healed me? And I understood that there was power. I call it intuitive healing power, which
Yeah.
we all have. We all have intuitive healing power. And I activated it by going into vibrational state. I activated this power and my body rebalanced myself.
Yeah.
And who healed me? It was intuitive healing power. And I became very curious about this intelligence or power that
Right.
heal people. And I did a lot of studying, like learning.
Yeah.
I read books. I attended many intuitive healing courses from famous medical intuitives like Caroline Myss, Dr. Judith Orloff, Deepak Chopra,
Wow.
Mona Lisa Schultz. They're actually all Americans. And I took one leave off. It's called sabbatical. I just took 1 year for resting and studying,
Yeah.
learning. And when this year finished, I was so different person. After learning about intuitive healing and medical intuition, so I felt that if I go back to being a conventional medical doctor and continue to give people scripts and send them to have surgery, it would be like I giving them what I wouldn't accept for myself.
Right.
So you take it, but I wouldn't take myself. So
Yeah.
this was like I found myself in internal conflict.
Yeah.
And it is how it started. I wrote books, many books. I wrote courses, and I started my healing practice, helping people to connect to their body and experience this vibrational state. And it was quite good for me.
Wow.
It was good for me, and it was good for the people. I felt that I was contributing more to the world
Right.
by being a soul doctor or like medical intuitive rather than being a conventional doctor giving people scripts. So this is just my story.
Right.
This is my spiritual journey. And I do believe that this is what I meant to do in my life.
Wow. What a journey.
Yeah.
Gosh, I have a lot of questions here. I guess the first one
Yeah.
that comes to mind, you just mentioned spiritual. So you do connect being an intuitive to spirituality, right?
Energy is all about spirituality.
Mm,
You see, this is the most important aspect in spirituality, especially in modern spirituality, is to understand energy. I don't think that you can be spiritual if you don't understand energy, because everything is energy.
ah,
The whole world is connected by energy, and everything is alive, vibrates with energy.
ah,
And actually science, like medical science or any science, now in modern world, they work with energy. Look at nanotechnology, molecular biology, neuroscience,
right.
science, or wireless. We are connecting via energy.
True.
I'm in Australia, you are in US. We are
Yes.
connected using energy.
Yeah.
So science, foundation of science, energy, and it's where we are heading towards. And spirituality, energy, your thoughts, emotions, your feelings, it's all energy.
Ah,
And we are uniting this all, science and spirituality, coming together.
yes.
This is totally, it's a fallacy. People say, I am spiritual, I am scientific. It's people mind separates.
Yes.
But we are all one. We are all one, and this is where we are heading towards. Science and spirituality are together in the new paradigm where we are yin. We are yin in a new paradigm. So spiritual and scientific, one. It's people separate each other in groups,
Mm,
and they have to stop the conflicts. They have to stop this duality and become whole, one.
wow.
We are all one.
I love that message. Of course, is one that I'm very familiar
Yeah,
with because my path is spirituality. But you're right. I
yeah.
used to separate things like, okay, science, spirituality.
It's no separation. It is that people separate each other. A lots of
Ah,
conventional medical doctors, they just not aware of the spiritual side or energetic side. They're not
yes.
aware. The world of subtle energy is
Mm,
not a part of conventional medicine yet, but it will be.
yes. Ah,
So when people separate each other, they are wrong. It's because it's all one. There is no separation.
right.
And as long as we separate, we will have problems.
Ah, that's wonderful. You see, I have been asking the question here on this podcast, in my audio tube podcast, for a while now. I interview a lot of therapists, and I started asking the question, what is the difference between the subconscious mind and the unconscious mind? And you answer the question. I
Yes,
think you're the only one in your book, How to Heal Using Intuitive Healing. I found the answer there.
that's right.
Talk to me about that. I know we are talking about two things, but it's not two, right? As you said, everything's one. So, what is the, let's say, distinct quality of those two parts of the mind, a part of being? And because you do talk about the unconscious mind as being energy and the subconscious mind being emotions, but everything's energy, right?
That's right. Everything is energy, just to help people understand what these parts of the mind are responsible for.
Right.
So subconscious and unconscious mind. They two parts of what I call intuitive mind or non-linear mind. So generally we have two parts, logic and intuitive, non-logic, like logic and non-logic. It's just the basic division. So logic, according to neuroscience, takes no more than 5 to 10% of the whole mind capacity. So if you take the whole mind of a human as 100%, logic takes only no more than 5 to 10. It's the smallest part, and it's what most people are using, only logic mind. And this is a very sad statistic, very sad, that most people live their life and die using no more than 10% of their whole mind capacity and die. Because nobody teaches us how to use the intuitive mind or non-logic mind, which is 90 to 95% of the whole mind capacity. So intuitive mind has two parts. See, this is the structure. Intuitive mind has two parts, unconscious and subconscious. People often mix them up. For them, like the same, subconscious, unconscious.
Yeah.
But they're different. They're responsible for different things. Like subconscious mind, what we call subconscious. It's a part of intuitive mind, but subconscious mostly responsible for deep feelings, deep ingrained beliefs, deep sensations, senses, automatic behaviors. It's when you go on autopilot and you don't even actually aware of what you're thinking. It just thoughts come or behavior. You just do that. It's habits, ingrained habits, feelings, sensations, emotions, deep beliefs that you may got from your tribe, like families or ancestors. So this is subconscious. And we have much deeper part of the intuitive mind, which is unconscious. Unconscious. Wow, unconscious is fascinating because it regulates your body function.
Right.
So body function, it's like you are sitting here, I'm sitting here, and your lungs keep breathing. You don't have to tell your lungs, breathe. Don't have to. It just do it automatically. But something regulates them. It's unconscious mind. Or your kidneys, like you may have a cup of coffee or water before, you just had water. Your kidneys keep producing water, and well, you may have to go to the toilets after the interview, but you don't have to tell your kidneys, produce water. They just do it. The intelligence just do it for you. Or you cut your finger, muscles. Something regenerates the muscle or bones if you damage it. This is unconscious mind. It regulates your functions of your body, hormones, regenerations, blood pressure, breathing, heartbeat. So everything that malfunction and we have to go to see a doctor is regulated by the unconscious mind.
Right.
So everything like your lungs malfunction, you start to cough or become breathless because your lungs malfunction, something wrong with it. Or like people have kidney problems, liver problems, muscle problems, joints, bones problems. Their organs and body parts malfunction. They have to see doctors to take tablets. But there is intelligence, I call it intuitive healing power, that regulate these processes, and this is the unconscious mind. You see how deep the unconscious mind is?
Yeah.
So Yeah, like, can you just imagine for a while? Just imagine, because imagination is more important than knowledge. It's Albert Einstein said. So just imagine that you have control
Yeah.
over your unconscious mind. Just imagine, well, if I have or you have control over my unconscious mind, it means I can tune into my organs. I don't have to go to doctors at all. I can
Right.
tune into my sick lungs, shoulders, uterus,
Yeah.
anywhere, throw it and fix it. It's what it means if you control or you get connected to your unconscious mind.
Right.
And this is possible.
Right.
I'm talking so much, but yes, I have so much to say about this topic.
Yeah.
The physical proof. I can give you the physical proof because as a medical doctor, I love to find physical proof for everything that I say.
Right.
So physical proof that we can control our organs is yogis. Not
Yes.
people who do yoga in the
Yeah.
West. No, they
Right.
can't do that.
Right.
Yogis that I met when I traveled to the East, like before coronavirus. I did a lot of traveling and I traveled to countries like Nepal, India, and I met yogis. Yogis who go through intensive training. So I saw yogis, what they did, like a person sit in the middle of the busiest square somewhere in city like Bombay. It's so crowded there. It's like people like everywhere.
Yes.
And they sit in the middle of this busiest square, put themselves into this meditation, like a pose of meditation, and slow down their breathing rate and heartbeat down to zero. Zero. And I myself, I'm a doctor. I came to this person. I checked his pulse, checked his chest, no breathing,
Yeah.
no heartbeat, no pulse. A dead person. A dead person, you can call ambulance and say, well, it's a dead person here. But after a time, some people after maybe 10 minutes, some people can do it longer, depends on their training, they come back. Their breathing come back. Their heart, pulse come back. Everything come back. This is what I call body control.
Yes.
It's body control. This is just physical proof that we can control our body. Yogis do it. Other people do it too. Divers. People who dive, like I live in Australia, actually very close to ocean. Like I walk to the ocean every day because I live so close. People divers, they train themselves to go deep under the water. Deep, deep, deep. Nobody can actually survive there.
Right.
But divers can train themselves and their organs don't collapse. Like usually if untrained person like me or you, if we have no training, we dive deep, we dead because of the pressure, atmospheric pressure,
Yeah.
collapse lungs, collapse organs, and cold temperature. Like it's very deep, deep, deep under the water. It's cold temperature. Human body can survive, but divers, they train their body to regulate the core temperature. It's called core temperature. So their general temperature stay normal and their lungs do not collapse under the water. So many people do that, what I called organ regulations, and this can be achieved through energy sensing.
Right.
This is a training that what I take people through in my membership and my courses also. Like I teach this how to go into energetic state or energy field, timelessness. It's all the same things.
Right.
And connect to your energy that run through your body, tune into your organs, and control your organs. You have controls over your organs. You just need to go through training. You need to go through learning steps to activate it, to connect to your unconscious mind. So when you connect to your energy, you literally connecting to your unconscious mind.
That's very clear. I mean, it's fascinating to me. And of course,
Yeah,
it's not a surprise at all. I'm so happy that you're open to the whole process. A question that comes to
yeah,
mind is that for you to go into the vibrational state, it seemed to happen. Well, just please correct me if I'm not.
yeah,
It seemed to have happened naturally, spontaneously, because you're not trained to do that. And just automatically the body did something that you're not aware of. So,
yeah.
is that something that could happen involuntarily?
It can happen like when a person put in a extreme situation. So
Yeah.
what I consider when my doctor, a specialist, told me that you will bleed to death unless you have everything removed. So initial reaction, it was shock. But when a shock happened to our body, we
Yeah.
also the other parts of the survival instinct gets activated,
Yeah.
and you connect to the other parts of your intelligence. So it can happen during shock situation. Do you know, like the stories, for example, it's not related to healing, but something like that. When the true stories, when like a mother, a mother which is a very petite, small woman can lift a car if her child stuck under the car. So these are true stories. So during these extreme situations,
Yeah.
connection to other parts of the mind can happen just spontaneously, and it can also happen through training,
Right.
like yogis, for example. And I myself, like when I experienced this like problem, I had some problems before, like I suffered from eating disorder for a long, long time when I was younger, since I was a teenager.
Right.
And eating disorder, I suffer from anorexia and bulimia for decades. It's very resilient to any conventional medical treatment. So the only way to help myself, it was to connect to myself. So this eating disorder was the best thing ever happened to me, because my bulimia and anorexia made me connect to this part, what I call the unconscious mind, subconscious mind, to understand it, because conventional medicine couldn't help me. So I can say I was a bit preconditioned to listen to my intuition because of my previous problems, anorexia and bulimia. It was the best things happened to me. So people usually try to reject their illnesses. They see illness like an enemy. It's what I see in many, many cases.
Yeah.
And conventional medicine even has this vocabulary, like they say, a virus kills a person or cancer kills a person. But they actually create a war inside the person by using this analogy that illness is an enemy. Illness is not an enemy. Illness here, a message for you, message from your soul, what you need to do in order to connect to your spiritual path. So what I'm trying to say here is that when I had these problems with my fibroids and I heard this voice, so I kind of heard kind of similar voices when I was suffering from anorexia and bulimia, when I was sent to rehabs and nobody helped me.
Yeah.
Doctors couldn't help me control my bulimia and anorexia, but only my intuition, my inner voice could help me. So this is something what I can add on,
Yeah.
that it can happen spontaneously. But when we are in extreme situation and when people are sick, like somebody got diagnosis of cancer, for example,
Right.
they put in the extreme situation. So they actually in the best situation to access
Mm.
the other parts of the mind. And they miss it because of the tribal conditioning or society conditioning.
Yes, we are so conditioned and programmed, right? And I
That's
talked to a lot
right.
of people about ancestral lineages, ancestral.
Yeah.
We carry so much information
Yeah.
within the body, right,
Absolutely.
Irina?
Yeah.
Wow, you have said so much. I mean, I love what you do. It is just fascinating to me to
Yeah.
reconnect with our own bodies. And I mean, I have to say, this is even more interesting because I'm very interested in anything spiritual, anything metaphysical. So, when it comes to illnesses, giving us those signs, those messages, for those who are not connected or not even open to it, intuitive healing, like you have been spontaneously, it started like that, and then you just became so curious about it and have done amazing work. So, for most of us, what is the best place to start, Irina, when it comes to trying to reconnect back to our intuition and listening? I'd love to hear like baby steps for those who don't know anything about this. What would be the first, second step to follow?
Well, usually when people come to me and they're just totally new to the whole experience, I give them a simple exercise for them to feel
Ah,
subtle energy. So talking about that
yeah.
is not really, well, talking is good. It's good to have education and reprogram yourself through talking and knowledge, but experience.
Mm,
To experience
yeah.
is the key, because if you experience this subtle energy running through your body, it's real for you. Then it's not just talk, it's not just words, it becomes experience. And this is what the step number one is, to feel an
Yes.
experience.
Ah,
And the simple exercise I can demonstrate you, well, it's take maybe longer, but just for the sake of demonstration, you just can just put your
oh,
hands together
yeah. In
like
your book,
that.
you said that. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I was doing
and
that last
rub
night,
your
actually.
hands together. You can
Yes.
close your eyes, because it's
Yes.
better if you go within. You need to go within. Rub
Mm,
your hands until they are warm. Make them really warm. Spread them apart. Yeah, about this, like 30 centimeters. I know you work in inches, but in Australia we work in centimeters, so I'm really familiar with metrical system. So
yeah.
about this distance, now try to bring your hands closer together, but do it millimeter by millimeter. If you do it fast, you will miss it. So you do it millimeter
Mm,
by millimeter, very gently, until you feel
mm,
resistance, like resistance. I feel it as tingling sensations. It's like very subtle tingling, or like pins and needles.
yeah.
It's just symbolic description, pins and needles, but it's like tingling sensations in your hands. This is your subtle energy. So if you don't feel it, rub it again
Mm,
until they are warm to activate your hands,
mm,
and try to find the energy. It's your ball. It's called energy
mm,
ball exercise. Energy ball, because you are holding your own energy. This is your energy, so you can actually feel it, feel your ball, like you can shrink it, you can expand it, and you can feel from all sides, like front and back, sides. It's a ball, like children's
mm,
ball.
yeah.
And here you can become aware, like, what's
Mm,
my energy feels right now. Right now it's like soft or hard, like heavy or light.
soft.
Yeah, very good. And maybe just
Oh,
temperature, colors. maybe any sensations like prickly sensations, or it's like smooth, aware, and be aware that it will change. It will change in 5 minutes time. Yeah. In 5 minutes time, in 10 minutes time, it will be different because you will think different thoughts. You will feel different feelings. You may eat something and food will change your energy. You will talk to different people, other people, change our energy. So everything affect your energy. Everything, food, other people, all the problems or happy things, even international conflicts or whatever we experience in the external, everything affect your energy, everything, including your own thoughts and emotions. So your energy will change all the time. But your task, my task, everybody's task, a goal is to be aware of my energy now. Right now, what's my energy is right now? And what's my energy is doing right now? This is what we all must aware. What my energy is doing right now. Is it leaving my body? Can I bring it back? Or what my energy is doing? Do I give it to somebody else? Because you're supposed to keep it for yourself. So our goal to be healthy, like ultimate goal to be healthy, to be aware of your energy. So spirituality, like you mentioned before,
Yes, that was fun.
yeah, the most important aspect of spirituality is to be aware of your energy. And what my energy is doing, my energy is what we all must be aware. What my energy doing right now? Is it leaving my body? Yeah. So this is number one step. Yeah. If people experience, then they can progress, they can learn energetic anatomy because energy runs through your body using a structure. And this structure is connected to organs and problems that we have. But number one step, awareness through experience.
Yes. I love that. Wow. So I tried to do last night on my own. I read your book and I was going through that
Yeah,
experiment, trying to do it here. And then I couldn't feel much, maybe because I was tired, because I don't know what it
yeah,
was. But now here I felt it. Yes, I did feel the colors and then of course the shape. It was in my mind. The only thing that I sometimes we question, including myself, is just what is imagined and what is not, right? Maybe there's something that the mind's, because the mind is super creative and it will just come up
yeah.
with things. But I don't know. So how do we know how to distinguish that, Irina? What is it's really our energy from other people's energy? How do we really know?
Imagination is a part of the subconscious mind.
Yes.
Everything that you imagine becomes real because imagination, it comes from the subconscious mind. So you create through imagination. So if you imagine, you begin to materialize. And there is no actual separation between imagination and experience because everything that you imagine, you begin to materialize. This is the same.
Ah, mm,
This is the same.
yeah. Huh.
This is a whole because we are all one. We are all one. There is no separation.
Right.
It's people's mind, people head. And it is wrong to separate because we are all one, oneness of the whole universe. And this is where we are heading towards.
Right. And even the separation that you speak of from the head, that's also imagined. That's an illusion. It's not really.
It's an illusion. It's an illusion. We never separate. We are all one.
Right.
Egos fight. So when people separate,
Yeah.
it's egos fight. Ego. And this is not in spiritual. Separation is not in spiritual.
Yeah.
It's come from the it come from the tribal thinking, tribal consciousness,
Yes.
which is the lowest form of consciousness, tribal. Tribal, it's when the person is actually doesn't have personal experience, they think because the whole tribe thinks this way.
Yeah.
Called tribal consciousness.
Right.
Tribal consciousness, it's all from below the belt. And this is where all the problems,
Yeah.
wars, conflicts coming from, because my tribe always better than yours. This is how people who into separation, they think, but my tribe better than yours. It's tribal thinking. When we in connected, I personally connected to the collective consciousness, there is no separation. It's tribes, groups separate. And as long as we are in the groups, we always will be in these conflicts. My group better than yours. My religion better than yours. And this is the root of all problems in the whole world.
I thank you for saying that too. Yeah, bringing the spiritual knowledge insights into
Yeah,
the conversation. Yeah, I heard that recently from somebody. He said exactly that. He said the opposite of spiritual is egotistical. So exactly
that's
that.
right.
Yeah, it's ego.
That's right. And ego fights. Fighting is all about ego.
Yes.
Spirituality or like universal
Yeah.
energy,
Yeah.
there is no fight because all one.
Mm.
In the spiritual, we all one, and the egos, we are ego fights, ego separate.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, thank you so much for your presence in our reality. That's beautiful. Oh my God, Irene, I had so many questions here for you. We're almost at the end of the interview, but I had thousands of questions now. I can't ask you too many of them anymore, but let's see. I want to mention your websites before we say goodbye and talk to me about the courses too. I know you have many of them. You have programs, you have
Yeah,
membership. So, and you work with practitioners. You teach other people how to do this as well, right?
that's right.
So,
Yeah,
so
that's
talk to me
right.
about that for a moment.
Well, yes, I have many levels, like programs at many levels for self-healing experience, like people who wants to just to heal, to learn to experience vibrational state. Membership. Membership probably the one for self-healing experiences.
Yeah,
And the website is, I will send it to you the link, but it's
yeah,
intuitivehealingpower.com. This is my membership. And I have practitioner courses, which is also wonderful, but they much more intense, much more in depth. It's called Intuitive Healing Practitioner courses, certificate level, diploma level, advanced diploma level, so different levels of certifications for practitioners. But anybody can do it, even if you are interested as a self-healer, you want to just learn more in depth.
right.
It's practitioner courses, and just to try something to try, I can send you the link to my
Yes.
7-day free course. It's called How to Heal. Using intuitive healing, you will receive videos for 7 days. This is just to have a taste, just an introduction to intuitive healing, but give you a good overview of just to understand more the structure of unconscious mind, the structure of this energy, because energy is a general term, but how the energy runs through your body, it is a very specific structure to it.
Ah,
So what is in the course, the free course, I just give a good introduction to how the energy runs through organs, how organs become affected, how to heal, how to reverse this negative effect, and the structure of energy anatomy. It's called energetic anatomy because I'm a doctor, so I like to use medical terms.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. It sounds wonderful to me. I mean, I'm very curious about it, of course. I will take a look at myself actually into that. So I
Thank
want
you,
to mention the
Valeria.
websites. It's dririnawebster.com and also intuitive healing power.com. I'll have those two
Yeah,
websites that plus the links from the course link that you just mentioned. So there's something that you said that caught my attention. I do have, you said there in that book, How to Heal Using Intuitive Healing, you say having faith in healing. So that was the title, I
yeah,
believe. And you said it means believing that all problems can be healed, that the universe always guides us to find balance. So that
absolutely.
really resonated with me because I knew that to be true intuitively. That is
Yeah,
always whatever is out of balance here, it looks for balance. It looks for harmony again.
absolutely.
Amazing. And then you
Yeah,
said the power of the human spirit is stronger than physical limitations.
yeah, it's absolutely the power of human spirit is much stronger than any physical limitations. And it is so important to understand for anybody who gets sick, even like with
Yes.
cancer or any problem that is considered incurable,
Yeah.
to understand that the power of your spirit is much
Mm,
stronger than your cancer or any
mm,
physical limitations.
yes. So let's be in touch with the spirit more often
That's
through
right.
energy. The end of our conversation, I have to ask you this question.
Yeah.
So this platform is titled The Freedom to Feel. So, what is freedom to you? How do you understand this concept of freedom? What does it look like for you, Irina?
For me, it's all about the energy. Like, if I am aware of my energy, and this is what I teach all people, if you are aware of your energy
Mm,
and how the energy runs through your body, and aware what my energy is doing right now, you become understand, but I control my energy. I control my thoughts and emotions. It means I control my state, my
mm,
state of my beings all the time. And I'm in charge of it. I have
mm,
control of it.
mm,
Even I can kind of control. It's what I teach: body control or organs control. I am in charge of my subconscious mind.
mm,
So this is freedom when you become aware of your energy. Your energy. Don't worry about other people's energy. Become
ah,
aware of your energy.
yeah,
This is freedom.
ah,
When you feel I am in charge, I am in control of my energy, I can change anything instantly through
mm,
energy. This is freedom.
wow. Yes, it resonates true to me very much.
That's
And
right.
it made me think about the I am. Yes, I am freedom. I'm free. I am consciousness. So it's basically the
Yeah.
universe being aware of itself, isn't it? How amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And also, I want to add on, if you understand yourself, you understand the universe. Because
Mm,
you, me, you are micro
mm,
universe. And there is macro universe.
mm.
You understand yourself
Oh, yeah.
and you will understand the big universe.
That's it. Oh, my God. That's
Yeah.
it, Irina. Thank you so much again for being open
Thank
to
you.
the exploration of the depth of what this is, this, which we call life. Thank you very much. And we'll be in touch again. Bye for now, Irina.
Thank you.
Thank you.